I got out of the room because I was very attached to the film. It would have been hard even though if anybody sat on it. So, and because it was studio film, it wasn't my call anymore. That's why I decided after that I never made a studio film. That's one of the key reasons I never made a studio film. But he told me one thing, which is when the budgets are higher, the, the editing room becomes very democratic. And the one place that should not be democratic is the edit room. And he said, you need to either find a big star who's got your back. And he said, I had Bobby De Niro who got my back, and today I have Leo who's got my back. Who has your back? And I was like, I have nobody. I have now also. And then it was like, then you should not do big budget films. So, and then that's when after that I again stopped doing the studio films.
But what was that experience like? I'm curious because I don't
And
know.
that was a thing just to save and kind of a version of a film that we did not want to be out there. It's still like there's a different version. My co-writer of Bombay Lit, who I had not met since the film came out, because everybody went into depression. I met him at IFFK. I've been hanging out with him. He must be somewhere there. Or not there, I don't know. Kanika, where is he? No, he's not there. So I met him. Suddenly I was sitting on the stage. On the first day, and I saw him sitting in the crowd. I said, this is where he has disappeared to. That's what it does to you when something goes wrong.
Okay, last question, and then we'll open it out to the audience. Tell us about. Uh, Actually, there are two questions. One is this whole change now to Netflix and love stories and ghost stories and so on. Um, how has that changed you as a filmmaker? What does
It is
something
an
like
old
Netflix
news.
do?
Because earlier, most of my films were seen by people after they downloaded it. So, because they were not, they did not have big stars. They went to the festivals. They did not last in cinemas. And students, especially students and working people, saw my films and they would download the films because there was no other platform. So when Netflix came into being, it helped me the most because all the films that could not be monetized suddenly started getting monetized. And what had happened was when Vasipur had come out, Netflix had just started. And Netflix people saw Vasipur and they serialized it. So in 2013 in the US, Vasipur was released as a six-part miniseries on Netflix. And as a trial, so they used it as a first foreign language series, and we edited it and sent it to them, and for a very little amount of money. And within 20 days, they got back and they said like, we want to extend the contract. And on Facebook, I got a message from Eric Barman in 2014, the head of Netflix. I want to work with you. So much before Netflix came on to India, they had been talking and they reached out to us. But finally, when they came in and Sacred Games happened and everything, there's a lot of support. This is a lot of creative support till startup happened. So, in the sense, everything that was not, could not be seen suddenly now can be seen there. Because of Netflix, my film has kind of come back to life. Every film has found a life again.
But
And
is
it's
there a
also getting
different
monetized.
grain? Is there a different grain in this work?
Yeah. No, 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 no.
No?
No.
You don't think so?
No, not now. Because the thing is like it is, we make it the same way, but now the problem is you can't do it. It's not different brain. You just cannot do. My one experience taught me that. My last film that came out because of the political atmosphere in the country. So everybody's kind of scared. So there's a lot of fear. Because of that fear, and because they don't know that how to do, they tell us. So they just kind of avoid us. So it's difficult. It's difficult now in the sense that either you cater to a certain, pander to a certain kind of a mindset, or you just avoid and do something else. That's what it is.
Okay, last question. From all the films you've made, from everything you've done, uh, tell me some moment, some shot, something from your own work that you treasure.
No, I don't
Something.
know. I don't know.
A shot.
I somehow,
A master shot you love.
maybe no. I think the best shot in every film is always sacrifice.
Yeah, that's what editors do.
I don't know. In the sense, sometimes I crave to go back in time. And some, like in the sense, I like the way everything happened in life. I today I look back and I'm like, I was lucky. I was banned for 7 years because it really taught me how to survive and do things and to I found a perspective because it made me travel the world a lot. I did not have a passport before I made my first film. I made my passport and I traveled the world. I traveled and like because I was often told, why are you making films like the way you make them? Nobody wants to watch it. And because Black Friday had premiered at Locarno and I had seen the reaction there, and then it got banned here. So I was like, I remember people liking my film. It was also shown at Mami that day, and people liked the film. I was like, why is everybody telling me not to make them? That curiosity made me travel, and I traveled across the world. I traveled with the pirated copies of my own film, and I would give it away to people. And that's what that was a journey that has come in good stead for me, and I'm grateful for all that. But one thing that, yeah, because of all the problems that I faced, you also start to get to learn how to handle things. But no, that state of mind I made Black Friday in, I was just not aware. I read a book, I read a manuscript. I was like, you know what, this story has to be told because I had not heard that story before I read it. I did not see that perspective before I read it. So what impacted me, I just directly translated it on screen. There's nothing, no cleverness there. There's no filmmaker who came in and tried to do anything with the truth of it. Over a period of time, I've lost that. Over a period of time, you become smarter, clever. I know how to handle people. I know my way around the censor board. I know my way around the studios. I know my way around how to handle things. And somehow in that, the truth is not 100% truth. That I miss sometimes. When I lie down and like I look at the roof and I was like, will I ever be able to do that again? And I know the answer is no.
No, of course you will. I mean, getting wiser is part of the human existence. Actually. I mean,
Yeah.
it can never be a child always. So.
But I like films made by children.
Okay,
I
so
like first time filmmakers because there's a kind of a question there, questioning there, there's a kind of quest there, there's a kind of, you see their soul in it. They're very honest. There's some kind of an honesty there.
okay, should we open it to questions? The mic ready? Who'll ask the first question?
Sir,
Yeah, okay. Where's the mic? Okay, ask. The mic will come. Ask. Come forward and ask. There. Yeah. You keep the mic. No, I don't. Keep the mic around.
hello.
Ah.
Hello. I think first my English fluent bad, but
Doesn't matter. Ask in Malayalam, I'll translate.
okay. അതായത് AK വേഴ്സസ് AK ഈ അതൊരു സംവിധായകനും ആക്ടറും തമ്മിലുള്ള ഈഗോ വാറാണ്. പക്ഷേ ഞാൻ ചോദിക്കുന്നത് അതിലെ ക്ലൈമാക്സിൽ പറയുന്നത് ആ, ഒരു ഹീറോ ഈസ് എ സ്റ്റാർ, സ്റ്റാർ ഈസ് ദ ഹീറോ, സിനിമയുടെ സ്റ്റാർ ഹീറോ ആണെന്നൊരു ഇതാണ് പറയുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ അതിൽ ആക്ടറിൻ്റെ നിലയിലല്ലാതെ ഒരു ഹാസ് എ ഡയറക്ടർ, എന്താണ് ഡയറക്ടർ അല്ലേ ഹീറോ ഓഫ് ഫിലിം.
ഏത് പടത്തിന്റെ കാര്യം?
AK വേഴ്സസ് AK.
He says that in AK versus AK, the star, he thinks that the star is the hero, but isn't actually the maker of the film, isn't the director the hero.
I don't know this.
What he wants to know is the point you're making with the
With
film.
that, yeah.
With the, are you trying to say that the star is the
I just acted in the movie. I'm not the director. I got an opportunity to troll myself to help other people. I just wrote the dialogues and acted in the film.
Sir,
Hi, sir. Hello, ma'am. So I'm not going to ask you a specific question of your work, about your work, but yes, I mean, I just came across a fact. I'm not sure if it is true or not. You are going to tell us. I've heard that Anurag Kashyap never actually provides script to his casting crew. He provides a CD in which he narrates. I mean, the recording of his narration is there. So is
No,
it true or
no, that's
not?
not true.
Yes. So I've actually came across.
No, that's not true.
Yeah.
Narration is recorded and provided to the actors by Vishalji.
Okay.
Vishalji practiced that in Omkara. I don't know that he does it in every film or not. But when he's working with mainstream actors, he kind of records the narration. I share my script with the crew very rarely with cast.
Thank you, sir.
Hi, Anurag, sir. Hi, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, so recently I was going through RGV sir's filmography and I was really surprised to see that you wrote Satya. And I just want to know your state of mind when you are doing Satya and what would be your routine and what is the part of your movie and like tell us about RGV sir also.
Oh, he's my film school. So I just went in there because I was tired of writing soap operas. And I written, I don't know, I've written more than 400, 500 episodes of various soap operas. I've written more than 50, 60, 70 films. I just want, at that time I was so tired of doing something I did not believe in and I wanted to feel something more than what I was doing. And that's when I met RGV through Manoj Bajpayee. And RGV was doing a film with Manoj Bajpayee called Dawad, where Manoj was playing a smaller role. And RGV asked him that I want to do a film with you, which obviously nobody will support. I also want to work with a new writer. At that time, I was interacting with Manoj on a smaller script that I was trying to do, which Kamal Sarup was supposed to do. And that did not happen. So Manoj made me meet RGV, and I was so excited by what he wanted to do that I was just game. I said, I'll just do it. I just want to participate in what he was doing. So it was only me and him that started out. So I ended up being the casting director, assistant, everything on the film till post-production happened. So I spent 3 years of my life, I quit everything. 3 years of my life I spent on that movie. And that's where I learned everything. And luckily that was a film that nobody believed in and wanted to make. And RGV taught me how this industry is, and it's a good sign when nobody believes in you. And the way he handled everything is what taught me how to handle all the rejections and everything. So that's how it all started. So my writing process, nothing. The script that I sat down and wrote, RGV rejected it. So and then what happened? It was a daily process. That was a time when people worked like they made a 5-page scene order, and every day in the morning I was supposed to write scenes. We would write scenes every morning before the shoot, based on the location or actors we got. So that was a daily process, and then we would shoot and disappear.
Thank you. And tell us about your cool bag that you are carrying.
No, this is just my everything. It's my identity and all that, and if this bag is lost, I can't prove who I am.
Okay, hi sir. My name is Vishnu. Sir, I'm having a general question here. Most writers here are having facing the issue of writer's block.
So, can you provide some tips to overcome this writer's block? And what's the method of your script writing?
I don't know, see, writer's block, I also get writer's block. When I get writer's block, I just don't try and fight it. There's nothing, distract yourself. I'll go and do something physical, like go swim. I would do something like that. I don't try and fight it. In the sense, if you fight it, then you will actually be making a monster out of it. I just write. I'm saying try this one day. Sit down and decide that I will not read anything and I will not get up till I've written 100 pages. Just try that and then you'll find something. That's what I write. I just write non-stop. I don't know because you guys type. I'm not used to the computer. I write with my hand. Superb. Then keep writing till you fill 100 pages. Don't look at it.
Hello, sir. Hello, ma'am. Sir, I wanted to ask you, how do you describe the relationship between an actor and a director while they are working together?
Why do you want to describe?
How do you see that relation?
That's a very, in the sense, see, it's a relationship. If you want your actor to trust you, if you want something more from an actor, he has to trust you and you have to become that person that he can trust. Like I ask my actors to do anything and over a period of time they will do that because you have to answer every question they have. You have to understand when an actor is there, the actor is very vulnerable. And because they also come from a place they want to do their best and it doesn't matter how good they are, they feel lost. So you have to keep holding their hand. And you have to not let them fall even if they're falling missing, you have to protect them. It's a very tender relationship where you have to do the protection. And you have to also lead them on. You have to guide them. And you have to be the safe place for them. If you're not, then you won't get the best out of them.
So, what should I do being an actor?
Be an actor.
Yeah.
Be vulnerable.
Okay. Thank you.
Sir.
Right at the back. Two questions right at the back.
Hello, sir.
Spread it around the mic,
First of all, glad to meet you. I would like to ask you, how you look at the Malayalam film industry today?
Always every film I'm seeing coming up every day is such a good film.
Is it really up to that level? Like, is it more comparing to other regional?
See, I don't read anything. It's not in Olympics. It's like for me, I don't answer questions like what is your favorite movie, what's the best movie. It's a very kind of a pointless thing. As long as I see somebody putting in everything, I love it.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir. So my name is Mukundan Tiari. I'm from small city called Thrissur. It's a great honor meeting you, sir. So my question is, could you, I wouldn't say advice, but could you just give us a tips on how to make violence or say the element of violence in the most beautiful manner? Because
That's such a contradictory word.
I just finished my first short film. I released it on 14th February, Valentine's Day. I just want to shift the genre. I'm writing on something that's very dark. So
It's not like that. See, I'll tell you something. Most of my earlier films, you see, I try to keep violence off screen. It's intended. Earlier films. Till I came to Vasipur. In Vasipur, I decided I want to make it visceral and not take my eyes away from it, so I took single shots. There were long takes and single shots, and we wanted to see everything there. But generally, violence bothers. It depends on what is your relationship with violence. Violence bothers me. Like in real life, if I see blood, I'll faint. Yeah.
oh, okay.
So because it bothers me, my relationship with violence is like that.
So it's more of like a external factor that you keep in mind.
No, it doesn't, because my films and me are not the same people.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
My films and me are not the same people.
Okay.
What bothers me, I put it on screen. What I go through, I put it on screen. I exorcise myself on screen.
Okay.
So I put everything that I'm going through in the movies. And my interpretation of any story is through my own personal experience.
Okay.
So
Okay.
when the film ends and it comes out,
Uh,
and every time a film comes out, I'm a little better person.
Hi, sir. Gangster Massacre became a massive, like a cult following, like t-shirts, thing. This and also it's become a hit among memers. So there's a particular scene, like chapel scene, like it's been a huge following on memers. So what do you think about like becoming a very big hit among memers and memes all over
See,
India?
if I knew that Vasipur would become like that, I would be much more richer. I would have asked for bigger budget. I would have had all actors would have been paid better. You know, when we made the film, nobody believed in us. So it's become what it has become over a period of time. So you can't. I don't. I just look at it and I wish I have that kind of a sight, like that I know what this is going to do. So I can demand money.
Hi, sir. Sir.
Hi.
Right.
So, any tip on how to decide the pace of the film? Like, if it's very slow, at times it becomes very boring, but realistic.
Go
And
with
if
your
it's
instinct. Let's go with your instinct. Be open. See, I think as a producer, I produce all kinds of film, very fast-paced film, very slow-paced film. If you see Udan, Vikram wanted a certain way. I had a studio who said, this can be fast. I said, it can be, but the filmmaker doesn't want it to be. So, you have to deal with me. In the film. So, it depends. In the sense, it has to come from you. What is your pace in life? What feels correct to you? Or sometimes you just leave it to the editor when you don't know. So, find that equation with some editor who you trust. When you're confused, you go to them. You have to find your own way because there's no. If you start looking for formulas, it's like a three-act structure. If you start looking for formulas, your films will start being yours. You have to go on a journey and find your way.
Hello, sir. The other day you were speaking about Malayalam cinema and you told how Malayalam cinema was able to chronicle the contemporary times. The same thing is happening in many of your movies, especially
Used to happen.
especially in Gangs of Wasseypur, it is associated with the mafia raj in.
See, all this used to happen. Vasipur was 2012. We are in 2022.
Yeah,
I am not able to do that anymore. This is what I'm saying. It's like I envy. I saw Pada yesterday. I just envied Kamal. I was like, you can go out and make this film. I can't do this. I won't be allowed to do it. I'll have to deal with a lot if I make a film about anything that's remotely political and close to truth like that.
Yeah, there is always this fascination towards reality and real incidents as evident in movies like Wasepur and Black Friday. Uh, can you tell me about it?
Oh, Black Friday is much more real than Vasipur. Vasipur is slightly exaggerated. It's more fun. It's approach fun. You want the honest, it's there in ugly, it's there in Black Friday.
There's somebody right at the back there. Can you talk? One of you stand up and ask a question. Loudly ask.
No, no, I don't think you need that. You really don't need that. I'll quote some other filmmaker there. I've shared it on Instagram as well. Like, I'm more interested in the story you want to tell and how you tell it. I'm more interested in where you're coming from and what you're trying to say. The camera and lens will come in from the people you collaborate with, from your cinematographer, from your. And this is, if you ask me, I don't understand much. I talk to my cameraman. I'm like, no, I want to go a little closer. I want a little distance, and he understands what I'm trying to say, and I don't need to say more than that. I don't need to show up because when you get lost in technicalities, then it also kills the soul. Trust somebody. I trust my people I work with. And I really, I will not go, I can just, I will talk. When I feel absolutely something instinctively wrong about it, I'll communicate. I tell them that, listen, I don't think this is right. And that's the same relationship I will have with my cameraman, my sound person, my editor. I will give them the space because I know that deep down, every single person wants to do their best. And a lot of people ask me how your actors are so good, how your sound is so good, how your camera work is so good. What do you do? I say, I do nothing, I trust them. And that's a fact. Because when you trust them and empower them, now, they will do their best. Because nobody wants to come and be mediocre. Not a single sound person I know, not a single cameraman who wants to be mediocre. Nobody. And they really give it their all. So you have to really empower them. When you come in, now you actually will limit them with your understanding of how much you know. And I promise you will know lesser than your cameraman about camera.
One of your casting choices. Actually, two of your casting choices. Pankaj recording Sacred Games and Roshan Matthew in
Roshan, I saw while I was working with Gitu closely on Muthan on the edit table. And I said, who's this actor? And I was looking for an actor and I said, let's get him. It was as simple as that because it's the impact he had while watching the rushes of Muthan. And Pankaj Tripathi in Sacred Games was Sequence was I was a director who was doing my part of the story, but most of the choices were made by Vikram Motwani, who was the showrunner. So he picked them up.
Uh,
Yeah, there's a question here. Wait, front. Now we've gone to the back, now let's come to the front. Yes.
Yeah.
You just said you can't make the kind of movies you want to make today. How does
In
that,
Hindi.
in India, yeah.
Yeah, in Hindi.
Hindi. How does that sit with a storytelling?
It's difficult, it's a struggle because every day I was like I have written some 8 scripts in the last 2 years. And I have seen one by one everything falling apart. I finished one more today. I just don't give up. So that's the thing is you have to be relentless. So if I can't make a political film, I'll make an extremely personal film. So I will do something or the other.
That was my next question. How political is your personal and how personal is your political?
I think personal is always political. And what I was doing earlier was more based on a lot of other material, outside material, and it was extremely political. Now I'm trying to do something much more personal, which is also political, but the politics is now of, it's not the politics that bothers me from outside, it's the interpersonal politics that bothers me from inside, that affects me from inside. So now I'm doing something much more personal.
So, uh, it seems that two questions. So,
One question.
okay, first question is that normally when I write, I keep going to the first page that I've written. Okay, I keep going there, I read it again, I correct it, then I read it again.
Stop doing that.
Because that's become more of an addiction to me actually.
Yeah, actually, it is not just addiction, it's just to stop doing that.
Okay.
I'm saying you do one thing. What I have always told people, write 100, 120 page, whatever you think is an idea of a script is, even though it's the worst script you've ever written. Write 120 very bad pages and very bad script. But get to the end of it. Once you get to the end of it, there's something that you'll feel inside. It's almost like releasing some kind of a hormones release inside you. Then it's easier to go back and correct it.
Okay.
But get to the end first.
Okay.
Get to the end first.
And one more question, sir. If we want to pitch you,
Yes.
sir.
Yeah, मेरा नाम सर उम्मीद है मैं बहुत धन्यवाद है हिंदी बोल रहा हूँ कंटिन्यू मेरे को बात करोगे यहाँ पे तो सर I want to know about your experience recording the music of Bombay Velvet as it's jazz 60s jazz Bombay at that time Bombay में बहुत ज़्यादा jazz का trend था so I want to know your experience while making that music and producing that
It took time because me and Amit started working on the music in 2009 after Baby released. So it took a long time. And a lot of live recording was done in Prague. And then it took a long time to find voices and to get even the studio around to say that, okay, this music is good. We still cut out one or two songs. But that's a Bombay Ride has been a very heartbreaking experience in life. But anyway, it's like it was a beautiful experience creating the music, but it was very long.
Yes, sir. So I love the music. As jazz जो है sir, कहीं भी मैं बात करूँगा sir ज़्यादातर.
Other people don't understand. So.
So I'm saying